Welcome to EngTalks, the best place to improve your English through real-life conversations. In today's video, you'll join Michael and Sarah as they discuss how to introduce yourself in English, a must-know topic for every learner. Don't worry if you don't understand every word at first. The conversation is designed to explain any tricky words or phrases along the way. And at the end, we'll review the most important vocabulary together. By the end of this video, you'll feel confident introducing yourself in any situation. And don't forget to subscribe to EngTalks for more lessons like this. Let's get started.
Hey Sarah, I'm Michael. I've been struggling with how to introduce myself properly in English. Could you help me?
Hi, Michael. I'm glad you asked. Introducing yourself is an important communication skill. What specific challenges are you facing when trying to introduce yourself?
Well, I'm never sure what information to share or how much detail to go into. Sometimes I feel like I'm saying too little, and other times I worry I'm saying too much.
That's a common concern for many language learners. Michael, let's break down introductions into manageable parts. First, let's talk about greetings. What different ways do you know to say hello in English?
I know hi and hello, but I'm not sure when to use each one, Sarah.
Great observation. Hi is very casual and typically used with friends or in informal settings. Hello is more neutral and works in most situations. For professional settings, you might use good morning, good afternoon, or good evening.
Could you give me an example of a formal and an informal introduction, Sarah?
Sure, Michael. An informal introduction might sound like, hey, I'm from Brazil and I'm studying marketing. A formal introduction would be more structured. Good morning. My name is Michael Rodriguez. I'm a marketing student interested in international business.
What does mine mean exactly?
My name is a straightforward way to tell someone your name. It's a standard phrase used in introductions. Another similar phrase is I'm, which is a contraction of I am.
There are cultural differences in how people introduce themselves, Sarah?
Absolutely, Michael. In English-speaking countries, introductions can vary. Americans tend to be quite direct and share information quickly. British introductions might be slightly more reserved. In some cultures, you might exchange more personal details, while in others, introductions are more concise.
How long should an introduction typically be?
A good rule of thumb is to keep it between 20 to 30 seconds, Michael. You want to provide enough information to be interesting, but not so much that you overwhelm the listener.
What kind of information should I include in my introduction, Sarah?
Great question. Typically, you'll want to include first your name, where you're from, what you do, study, or work, possibly a brief interest or goal.
Can you help me construct an introduction step by step?
Let's do it, Michael. Start with a greeting, then your name, then your origin, then what you're doing, and maybe add a personal interest.
Like this. Hi, I'm Michael. I'm from Brazil. I'm studying computer engineering, and I'm really interested in artificial intelligence.
That's an excellent start, Michael. Notice how you've included your origin, your current academic pursuit, and a personal interest. This gives the listener several points of connection.
Sarah, what about body language? Is that important in introductions?
Body language is crucial, Michael. When introducing yourself, maintain good eye contact, offer a firm handshake, stand or sit up straight, and smile. These nonverbal cues communicate confidence and openness.
How do handshakes work in different English-speaking countries?
Work in the United States and many other English-speaking countries. Michael, a handshake is a standard greeting. It should be firm but not crushing. In some professional settings, a handshake is expected when you're introduced to someone new.
What if I'm meeting someone much older or in a position of authority, Sarah?
In those cases, Michael, let the other person initiate the handshake. Be respectful, make eye contact, speak clearly, and wait to be invited to sit or continue the conversation.
Are there phrases I should avoid in introductions?
Avoid overly personal information, controversial topics, or anything that might make the other person uncomfortable. Stick to professional or friendly topics.
Sarah, can you give me some conversation starters after the introduction?
After introducing yourself, you might ask, what do you do? How are you today? Have you been to current location long? These help continue the conversation naturally, Michael.
How can I practice my introductions?
Record yourself, practice in front of a mirror, or ask friends to help you. Pay attention to your pronunciation, speed, and confidence. Join language exchange groups or conversation clubs.
Boss, what if I make a mistake while introducing myself?
Don't worry, Michael. Most people are understanding. If you make a mistake, simply continue or politely correct yourself. Confidence is more important than perfection.
Are there different introduction styles for different settings, Sarah?
Absolutely. A job interview introduction will be more formal than introducing yourself at a social event. A networking event introduction might focus more on professional goals.
Can you give me examples of these different settings?
Good morning, I'm Michael Rodriguez. I'm excited about the opportunity to discuss how my skills align with this position. Social event, hi there, I'm Michael. I'm new to the city and enjoying exploring. Hello, I'm Michael Rodriguez. I'm looking to connect with professionals in technology.
What about online introductions? Are they different, Sarah?
Online introductions can be similar but often more concise, Michael. On professional networks like LinkedIn, you'd be more formal. On social platforms, you can be more relaxed.
How important is pronunciation in introductions?
Pronunciation is important, but don't stress too much, Michael. Focus on speaking clearly and confidently. Native speakers will appreciate your effort to communicate, even if your pronunciation isn't perfect.
Do you have any final tips for introducing myself in English?
Definitely. Michael, first, keep practicing. It's the best way to build your confidence. Remember to listen carefully during conversations, too. Communication is about connection, not perfection, so don't stress about small mistakes. And here's a tip. If you want more real-life examples and practical advice, you should check out EngTalks on YouTube. It's full of lessons and tips that can really help you improve.
Thank you so much for all this helpful advice, Sarah.
You're welcome, Michael. Learning a new language takes time and patience. Keep practicing, stay curious, and don't be afraid to make mistakes.
Now, let's break down the important words and phrases from our conversation. I'll explain each one, share how it's used, and give you practical examples you can apply to your own conversations. By the end of this section, you'll feel more confident using these words and phrases. Let's dive in. Number 1, casual. Casual means relaxed, informal, or not serious. This word is often used to describe actions, events, or speech that lack formality. For instance, we met for a casual lunch, or his casual attitude helped everyone relax. You might also say, the invitation said to dress casual. Using this word helps create a friendly, relaxed tone in conversations. Number 2, reserved. Reserved describes someone who is quiet or restrained in expressing their emotions or thoughts. It's frequently used for cautious or shy individuals. For example, he's reserved and rarely shares his thoughts, or British culture is known for being reserved. Another example is, her reserved nature can be mistaken for disinterest. Understanding this term can help you describe personality traits more accurately. Number 3, confident. Confident means feeling sure about yourself and your abilities. It describes a person or actions that exude assurance and self-belief. For instance, she felt confident before her big speech. Or a confident handshake leaves a good impression. You might also say, he confidently answered all the interviewer's questions. Confidence is key in both personal and professional settings. Number 4, appropriate. Appropriate refers to something that is suitable or proper for a particular situation. This word is great for describing actions or behaviors that fit the context. For example, wearing a suit was appropriate for the meeting, or always use appropriate language in formal settings. Another example is, it's appropriate to introduce yourself at networking events. This term is often used in professional conversations. Number 5, interaction. Interaction means communication or direct involvement between people. It can describe both formal and informal exchanges. For instance, the interaction between the teacher and students was lively, or good interactions can build strong relationships. Another example is, our first interaction was brief but pleasant. Mastering interactions is key to developing language skills. Now, let's look at some key phrases. These will help you make your introductions clear and polite in any situation. Number 1, rule of thumb. The phrase rule of thumb means a general principle or guideline based on experience or common sense. It's not exact but works well in most situations. For example, as a rule of thumb, drink 8 glasses of water a day, or a good rule of thumb for introductions is to keep them under 30 seconds. You might also hear, when traveling, a rule of thumb is to pack light. This phrase is practical for giving advice or setting simple expectations. Number 2, body language. Body language refers to nonverbal communication through physical gestures, posture, and facial expressions. It's how you convey emotions or attitudes without speaking. For instance, good body language can make you seem more approachable, or her body language showed she was nervous despite her calm voice. Another example is positive body language includes smiling and maintaining good posture. Being aware of your body language can help you connect better with others. Number 3, eye contact. Eye contact is the act of looking directly into someone's eyes. It's a powerful way to show attentiveness, confidence, or respect. For example, maintaining eye contact shows you're engaged in the conversation, or too much eye contact can make people feel uncomfortable. You might also hear, in some cultures, avoiding eye contact is seen as respectful. Understanding the cultural context is essential when using this phrase. Number 4, make a great first impression. The phrase make a great first impression means creating a strong and positive initial impact on someone. It often involves actions, appearance, or behavior. For example, smile and introduce yourself confidently to make a great first impression, or wearing professional clothing can help you make a great first impression at an interview. Another example is, arriving on time is key to making a great first impression. This phrase is particularly useful in professional or formal settings. Number 5, carry yourself. Carry yourself refers to the way someone presents themselves physically and socially. It's about posture, movement, and overall demeanor. For example, she carries herself with confidence and grace, or how you carry yourself can influence people's first impressions. You could also say, he carries himself professionally despite being new to the job. Paying attention to how you carry yourself can help you appear more confident and approachable. Great job today! Remember, one of the best ways to improve your English is to listen and repeat. Rewatch this video to fully absorb the conversation and practice the phrases we covered.